Rule number 9, patrol procedure. Rule number 10, spot checks, accosting, and pat-down searches. Rule number 11, checkpoints. Rule number 12, internal security operation. Rule number 9, patrol procedures. Patrol guidelines. Observe precautionary measure and personal safety while on patrol. Number 2, observe defensive driving and follow traffic rules and regulations. Number 3, select routes which provide best visibility. Number 4, patrol members must be always on lookout for indications for vices and other illegal activities on their beat. Number 5, patrol member must be knowledgeable of all conditions, events, and details of places on their beat. Number 6, be observant of people, places, situation, or conditions, and develop a suspicious attitude, especially if the subject appears to be slightly out of the ordinary. Number 7, keep under close observation actions of juveniles, troublemakers, agitators, and the mentally ill or retarded person. Number 8, be familiar as much as possible with known criminals or ex-convicts residing in or frequenting the patrol beat. Number 9, be familiar with stay-on employees' business establishment on your beat. Number 10, be on the alert for loiterers. And 11, keep watch on uninhabited homes. Number 12, observe the practice of shaking doors of unguarded business establishments during night patrol and check for sign of intrusion. Number 13, develop contacts by getting to know as many as possible who can give factual information about crime conditions on patrol beat. Number 14, use tact and persuasiveness when conducting spot inquiry or questioning individuals for information. Number 15, when requiring identification from a suspicious person or individual, avoid taking the wallet or bag in which cards documents are placed. Let the individual hand them to you. Number 16, when checking suspicious persons, places, buildings, establishments, and vehicles, especially during the nighttime, be prepared to use your service firearm, flashlight. It will be held tightly away from the body to avoid making you a possible target. And number 17, patrol members should avoid loitering in theaters, restaurants, and other recreational places. Duties of patrol supervisor. In any operation, careful planning is a must. In order to avoid waste of time, effort, and resources, make a patrol plan. Designated select the members of patrol teams. Inspect members of the patrol for completeness of uniforms, operational readiness, and all government-issued equipment to ensure that these are well maintained and properly used by patrol officers. Number 4, conduct briefing prior to dispatch by disseminating any orders, directives, or instruction from chief of police or higher authorities and new policy or guidelines being implemented by the PNP organization. Number 5, remind the patrol team about strict observance of the PNP operational procedures. Number 6, strictly observe body system during the patrol's operation. Render early report of location and situation through radio, telephone, cell phone, the police community precinct, station headquarters, tactical operations center. Number 8, render after patrol report duly signed by detailed personnel. PCP commanders shall collate and submit significant details to the station patrol supervisor, who in turn will submit the same to the provincial or district patrol supervisor. Number 9, conduct a briefing and after the patrol to assess its conduct and make necessary corrective measures on defects noted. Duties of patrol officer. Attend the roll call formation before his tour of duty for the briefing and likewise attend the after tour of duty information debriefing. Number 2, patrol the assigned beats, observe and check suspicious people, structures, buildings, compounds, and vehicles. Number 3, observe monitor public gatherings, prevent disorder and disperse unlawful assemblies. Number 4, inspect or conduct surveillance in various business establishments and other installation and remove hazard public safety. Number 5, check suspicious vehicle along the main roads, highways, in the course of their patrol. Number 6. Report occurrence and conditions which relate to crime, public peace, order and safety. Number 7. Prevent crime and arrest cited law violators, assuring the public that peace is preserved. Conduct regular visitation, dialogues, consultation with the residents and other stakeholders. Number 9. Assist personnel for responsible agencies unit in facilitating the flow of traffic at busy intersection roads within his AOR. Assist and provide pedestrian information such as directions and street locations. Duties, okay, number 10, enforce city municipal ordinances on liquor establishment and nightclubs, cabarets, and all house of ill repute. Number 11, respond to certain and calls, entertain complaints, initiate an investigation and protection of the scene, and minimize the after effect of accidents, fire, and other catastrophes. Number 12, patrol officer shall wear the prescribed patrol uniform, and 13, patrol officer must have the equipment necessary in the performance of duty. Guidelines and procedures when responding to call and police assistance. Number 1. Gather and note down in the patrol officer's logbook all available data as the nature of the calls, date time, and name of the caller. It may regular, urgent, or emergency. Number 2. The manner of approach will be dependent on the nature of the call, either with case secrecy or without flashing lights and sirens. Number 3. Consider the pertinent factors like the time, traffic conditions, the possibility of greater damage, and the neighborhood characteristics. Number 4. Stop patrol car some distance from the scene, approach the scene on foot in complete silence, and exercising extreme caution. Number 5. Immediately attend to the injured unless the other members of the patrol. Number 6. Focus all efforts to the arrest criminals. However, priority shall be given to aiding the injured. Number 7. Determine the crime committed, identify and question briefly and the victim, complainant, and possible witnesses at the scene. Number 8. If the suspect or criminals have fled the scene before the arrival of a patrol team, immediately relay composition, armament, appearance, and mode and direction of escape of the suspect to the operation center for the conduct of dragnet operations. Number 9. When responding to street fights or brawls, the patrol member should call for backup before intervening. If there are no injuries and insufficient corroborative statement obtained to identify who started the fights, disperse the crowd and make complete notes. Number 10. Never treat calls or complaints of loud noises caused by barking dogs, drugs, appliances, and parties as negligible or nuisance. Number 11. When responding to calls for police assistance due to planted or found explosives, never attempt to handle, move, or lift the object. Instead, contact the operations center and request for explosive ordnance disposal team. Onlookers must be promptly led to a safe distance away from the scene. Number 12. When responding to calls from owners of beer houses, bars or inns, or any other similar establishments during nighttime, request the owner to put the lights request the owner to put the lights on first before entering establishments. Number 13, do not attempt to arbitrate and resolve conflicts, differences between neighbors, landlords, tenants, husbands, and wives. Rule number 10, spot check, accosting, and pat down searches. Grounds for spot check search. Spot check accosting. The police officer may stop an individual for the purpose of conducting a spot check accosting only when reasonable suspicion exists. Reasonable suspicion must be more than just a hunch or feeling. In justifying the stop, the police officer must be able to point to specific facts that, when taken together with rational inference, reasonably warrant to stop. Number 2, body free pat down search. A police officer has the right to perform pat down search if the individual has been legitimately stopped with reasonable suspicion, and when the police officer has reason to believe that the individual possesses weapon on his person and, and poses a threat to the police officers or any other person's safety. Procedures and guidelines. Spot check accosting. When approaching the individual, the police officer shall clearly identify himself as a police officer. If not in uniform, the police officer must identify himself by announcing his identity and displaying official identification card and badge. Letter B. Police officers shall be courteous at all times but maintain caution and remain vigilant for suspicious movements attempting to retrieve weapon, conceal or discard contraband or other similar actions. Letter C. Before approaching more than one individual, police officers should determine whether the circumstances warrant or request for backup and whether the spot check can and should be delayed until such backup arrives. Letter D. Police officers shall confine their questions as the person's identity, place, residence, and other inquiries as necessary to resolve the police officer's suspicion. Letter E. Police officers are not required to inform the person of his right under the law unless the person is placed under arrest. Number 2. Body priest pat-down search. Whenever possible pat-down search, the search should be conducted by at least two police officers. One to perform search while on the other provides protective cover. Because pat-down searches are cursory in the nature, they should be performed with suspect in a standing position or with hands placed against a stationary object, feet spread apart. In pat-down search, officers are permitted only feel the outer clothing of the suspect. If the suspect is carrying an object, such as handbag, suitcase, briefcase, sack, or other similar items that may conceal a weapon, the police officer should not open the item, but instead put it in a place out of the suspect's reach. Letter E. If the external padding of the suspect's clothing fails to disclose evidence of a weapon, no further search may be made. Reporting after the spot check, accosting, or pat-down search. If after conducting spot check or pat-down search, the police officer has no basis for making an arrest, he should record the facts of such spot check, accosting, or pat-down search forward and report appropriate authority. Rule number 11. Checkpoints. Authority to establish checkpoints. Checkpoints is a place where the police check the vehicular pedestrian traffic in order to enforce circulation control measures and other laws, orders, and regulations. Establishments of checkpoint must always be authorized by the head office of the territorial PNP unit and manned by uniformed PNP personnel. Other units directly involved in the operation may establish mobile checkpoints in coordination with the unit commander in the area. Composition. Number 1, team leader shall lead and take responsibility in the conduct of the checkpoint. Number 2, spotter. PNP personnel who will point, profile suspected vehicle subject for checkpoint. Number 3, spokesperson. Team leader or member who is in charge communicating with the motorist. Number 4, investigation, sub-team. In charge of investigation and document of possible incident in the checkpoints. Number 5, search arresting sub-team. Designated to conduct search, seizure, and arrest if necessary. Number 6, security sub-team. Tasked to provide security in the checkpoint area. Number 7, blocking pursuing sub-team. Team tasked to block pursue fleeing suspect or vehicles. Rule number 12, internal security operation. General mandate. The PNP is mandated to provide active support to the AFP in internal security operation for the suppression of the communist terrorist movement and other threats to the national security. Executive number 546 series of 2006, directing the PNP to undertake the active support to the AFP in the internal security operation for the suppression of insurgency and other serious threat to the national security, amending certain provision of Executive number 110 series of 1999 and for the other purposes. The PNP in an active support role. The PNP shall perform the following: conduct sustain law enforcement action against CTM atrocities. In urban areas, the PNP may assume the lead role in ISO against the CTM, other threat groups, and organized crime groups engage in armed offensive. Letter C, the PNP units may either operate as a single force or as part of joint PNP-AFP combat operations. In both cases, lateral coordination is a must. The PNP units in CTM affects areas may be placed under operational control of the AFP units but shall continue to perform law enforcement functions. Letter B. Specific areas where armed confrontations such as encounter, ambush, raid, liquidation, and other similar atrocities occur between government forces or and other communist terrorists shall be treated as a crime scene. The police unit that has jurisdiction over the seas shall conduct the crime scene investigation. Defensive position. Continuously remind all PNP to be extra vigilant, security conscious in their day-to-day activities and during troops movements. Duty station guard shall memorize, internalize, and put into practice the 11 general orders of duty guard. Number 3, conduct sustained inspection of the operational readiness of the PNP field units or station. Number 4, one of the strategies and tactics employed by CTM and other threat groups to gain access to police station is by wearing PNP, AFP uniforms and that of other layas, hence personnel assigned in the advanced security control points shall not allow entry of uniform groups or any individuals without prior coordination. Exercise sustains vigilance and maintains of law, order, and public safety in respective area of responsibility through the intensified conduct of police visibility patrol. Number 6, carry out police community relation, barangay peacekeeping operation, activities in areas that are prone influence, infiltration, infestation of the CTM or CTM front organization. And that's all.